Coming up,
We have got Brangus, Hereford, we've got a Brahma operation, we've got a Beefmaster operation. We have taken the top genetics from all of these breeds and creating what we want to do to put into this commercial world.
hear the story of how a ranching couple in Texas created one of the top multi-breed seed stock operations in the world. Next on The American Rancher. Hello and welcome to The American Rancher. I'm Pam Minnick. When Gary Buchholz was young, his father told him if he's not happy in his line of work, he wouldn't be as motivated to do a good job. With that as a guiding principle throughout his life, Gary and his wife Kathy built GKB Cattle, a multi-breed seed stock enterprise of excellence. The operation features purebred Hereford, Brangus, Brahman and Angus, as well as golden certified F1s from the GKB Hereford bulls and Brahman cows raised on GKB ranches in 4 regions of Texas. As you'll see on today's show, Gary and Kathy work hard to keep their customers very happy.
My career in agriculture started basically when I was in the 1st grade. And my grandfather took and fixed it where he got me my first cow. And from there on, it just grew. Finally, when I got old enough to become an FFA member, I wanted to have a show heifer. And my dad wouldn't buy me a show heifer. He sat there and he says, "No, son, you're gonna learn to raise them. If this is what you wanna do, you gotta learn to raise them." He said, "You're gonna go to the bank, learn what business is all about." I go to Mr. Scott, I'll never forget his name, and walked in there as a freshman in high school and told him what I wanted to do. And I saw the most empty look in the guy's eyes. He says, "What do you have as collateral? What do you have as this? What do you have so-so?" And I couldn't answer none of those questions. And he says, "You need to go back, give me a plan. How are you gonna feed them? How are you gonna buy feed for them? How are you gonna raise them? How are you gonna AI them? You gonna buy bulls? The whole program." And he says, "When you come back with that program, I'll talk to you." Luckily, I got to meet Mr. Mabry and Mr. Bell. I fed cows for them, done their work, mowed, built fences, done stuff like that, and they started teaching me how to AI. But during that time, I didn't know my dad had gone and talked to the banker and said he would co-sign. Come in there and he took and they loaned me the money, 25 cows. I went back and started AIing. In my junior year, we finally got a heifer that we thought we could show. And Dad come up and says, "Your brother's gonna show her. You're gonna learn to fit her, you're gonna learn how to feed them right, how to groom them right, and all that." The heifer ended up winning Houston. Well, I guess I sold my first bull in 1969. Had an Angus bull. And I sold my first one as a breeder. And I sold my first bull there. The rest of them I was raising show heifers, and my dad made me cut everything for steers. But I thought I had one that was really good. And I said, "Dad, I'm gonna sell this one as a bull." Well, I got him sold. And he brought $2,000, and that was a big sell for this guy. And from there, then when I got out of school and went to college, I just worked for a lot of different operations, and I was more of a trader. I'd go in there and I'd be clipping your sale, see these bulls here. Guy calls, says, "Buck, how good is those bulls that sale you were clipping on?" And I said, "This bull here is really good. This bull you don't need to." And I know what kind of cows that guy had. He says, "Well, see what you can do for me." So I would start buying bulls for other people. And then in that time, I met a young lady that I married, my wife. We started a shorthorn business. I've had a lot of national champions in the shorthorn business. Problem is, they would never take a hold in the commercial world. I could have 5 ET bulls, all high quality, and if they weren't a show bull, you weren't going to sell them. Not that they're not a good breed of cattle. They make a good crossbred. So we started in the Hereford business. We started GKB Cattle, and that is Gary Kathy Buchholz. And she is a 4th generation Hereford breeder. So that's in our blood deep. When we moved out to the ranch, most time when I have a guy come in and look at a shorthorn bull, you'd have to take him to lunch, wine and dine him, hoping he's gonna buy one. And the first day I moved back out the ranch, we moved out there to Kathy's place. T, that's her father, says, I got a guy coming in here, Buck, and he said he's gonna look at bulls. And he drove up in the beatest up old pickup I've ever seen. And he walks in there and he says, you stand right there, son. And I started bringing 20, 25 bulls at him. And I stood at the gate. And he said, I'm gonna go this way or I'm gonna go this way. And so I stood by those gates, and as those bulls walked down that lane, he'd go this way, this way, this way. 2 bulls over here on this other pen. And I turned around, and he walked up there and he said, how much you gonna get for these bulls? I told him. He took 25 bulls. I've never sold 25 bulls in my life. And most time I was ready to go take him out for lunch. He said, hell no. He handed me his branding iron and hat. He said, I want them delivered this day here to the ranch. And he said, I'm gone. Wrote the check for the bulls. That's when reality hit me between the eyes. This is real. This guy came here for one, he had a certain thing he wanted. He wanted big testicles, wanted to feed a certain way, and he was watching for it. Not talking about showing, not talking about clipping. We ain't talking about that. We said real, true bulls. And I took a deep seat in the hard rain. I said, here's the real world. And then from there, me and Kathy has developed it.
Up next.
The whole operation, it is self-contained. It's got its own trucks, tractors. We even have our own fire departments.
Gary shows us the unique functions of each GKB Ranch location when the American Rancher continues. Stay with us. Welcome back to the American Rancher. Gary and Kathy Buchholz GKB Cattle Company is a combination of ranches in Waxahachie, Madisonville, Tarzan, and Desdemona, Texas. Each location serves an important function in raising elite, multi-breed genetics for commercial customers.
During the years, I have found out that you have to develop cattle for your environment. If you're talking about heat, humidity, if you're talking about different types of grass structures, different types of environments, you have to develop those cattle for that. You cannot ask a cow to go do something that is not her realm. It takes all types of animals as far as their body type, their muscle type, their EPD type, what works for their realm. We are West Texas, Central Texas, South Central Texas. And so we have a variation of environment, soil type, and adaptation. Each place has its own benefit. West Texas, native grass, real world cow operation. Ratio out there is 32 acres to a cow unit. And the grass is really, really stout. And our commercial Herefords are out there. And then we also have our fall calving rester operation out there. And then at the Madisonville place, that is our Brahma operation. The whole operation, it is self-contained. It's got its own trucks, tractors. They do their own haying. You go to Waxahachie. Basically, the Hereford breed is there. That's where we do the show barn. I've got a show staff there. And then we've got cowmen there. We do our own farming and everything else, self-sufficient. Well, this is our new bull development over here in Ellis County. And what we do, this is where we develop all the Hereford bulls. And this piece of property is right at 600 acres. It's been divided into 4 equal traps. And so as we come and we wean bulls, they come in this trap number 1. And what we'll do is after they've gone through our culling process, after we wean, after we get the ball out of them and we process them, we come down here and it comes in trap number 1. Trap number 1, these are from 6-month-old to 11-month-old bulls. And at 11 months, we start doing another set of culling system. We weigh, check testicles, getting ready to do a semen test on them. This first trap is made up of horned and pole bulls put together. Then we take it and we go into trap number 2, then we will scan them, check testicles again, and they've already passed the semen test, they go in trap 2. And as they get mature up and get up to 16 to 18 months, they go in trap 3. But what we're doing, we're developing our bulls at a certain way, like in trap 1. They're not on a real hot ration, they're on a growing ration. We do not want to get our bulls fat. They are on native grass. This is not improved grass at all. And we make these bulls pretty tough. They've got to grow out, be athletes, and then we watch what our EPDs, if our numbers, our profile come up, genomics is right, then they go to trap number 2. And this is how we're developing our bulls now. And then from there, we go to here, Desdemona. This is our newest place that we started putting together. And we had to come up with a place that we thought that we would have for droughts. This place is made up of a bunch of pivots. We've bought land here and bought ranches where we had water underneath the ground. But you cannot be in a situation where you're buying hay and buying water, because these are not commercial cows. These are registered cows that's got 5 generations of breeding into this, and you just don't go down to the local sale barn and sell them for commercial price. You can't stay in business that way. Most important thing was, if I get in another drought, we'll bale 20 to 30,000 rows of hay here. I keep it stockpiled, 1 year stockpiled for GKB of all the ranches. We keep it stockpiled. This is our safety net. This is a 1,000-head grow yard. And all the pastures around here is about 1,600 acres. But there's lanes that have been designed to come into it. It all feeds into this. And this is one big round circle. Everything's designed in different pens. And what it does, it feeds into our main headquarters right here. But look at these shades. These shades have got skids so I can move this stuff around and we can host our bulls here. We AI out of here a lot. And this is where we take our calves. When we start weaning this year, all of our calves will come here. We'll hold them to a certain weight, and then they'll go out to the major feed yards. But this is our grow yard. And this is the main function for the Brangus. And we do all our embryo work here now. We do all of our recip work here now. The majority of the Hereford cows, they're still at Waxahachie, but a lot of the donor cows are here. So this is kind of the central hub, everything how we're establishing that. But with that said, we are self-contained. We even have our own fire departments at each one of the ranches. That I'm talking about, they're ready to go. We're volunteer firemen, that is a must. But what we found out was it helped us with the community, because you have to help your community too. We carry enough water all the way through. The trouble is when you go fight a grass fire around here, you gotta have water. We support Stephenville, Eastland, all the rest of them. They need water. And our guys have been trained to go with these guys and work. They'll go to the fire and support the other local firemen, volunteer fire departments.
Gary and Kathy recently created a state-of-the-art sales facility at the Desdemona Ranch.
I've designed it where it's comfort for people my age, the older people that come to these bull sales that are still buying bulls. We've taken the echo out of this. We made deals where people can hold on to some walking up. We made it convenient where they can step in front if their wife is with them. Nobody has to get up. They can just get up out of their chair, walk over here to the deal, come down the stands. This is the state-of-the-art chairs. These are wide-based, armrest on them. We put drink containers on all the chairs, a lot of padding in them. And then we made this place central heat and central air.
After the break,
we have taken the top genetics from all of these breeds, and then we are creating what we want to do to put into this commercial world.
See how GKB Cattle Company's multi-breed genetics gives flexibility to commercial beef operations. That story is after the break, here on The American Rancher. Welcome back to The American Rancher. Gary and Kathy Buchholz of GKB Cattle in Texas have dedicated years of hard work into developing a Seedstock operation that benefits commercial ranchers around the world. The foundation of their success is built on Hereford cattle, but that's only the beginning.
Registered Herefords, that's our priority. You can go to Montana in the coldest country. You can go to Louisiana where you've got high humidity conditions. This breed has that much adaptability. Then we come in and we put the Angus in. You can go anywhere in the United States and a black baldy will top the sale at sale barns. I don't care where you want to talk about it. Now, and it just depends which way you want to go with the EP numbers, or the low birth weight, or the adaptability. We put the red Angus into it because I think they can adapt the heat better. You have a low birth weight situation there that it adapts well with our eared cattle. We buy into the very best V8 Brahma bulls. And we've been very fortunate, been very blessed over the last 3 or 4 years. We've been very successful with them. It allows us to put that kind of genetics into our Brahma cow herd, into our Tiger Stripe. And when we sell our Tiger Stripe females, we can't raise enough of them. We have got Brangus, we've got a Brahma operation, we've got a Beefmaster operation, and we just added a couple Simmentals. We have taken the top genetics from all of these different other breeds, in the very top, and then we are creating what we want to do to put into this commercial world. And the reason why I went to the Brangus is we go red and black. Those commercial guys come in and look at my Hereford bull and say, well, I didn't know you had Brangus. Same way with the red Angus. And when they come in and buy bulls, they'd say, whoa, wait a minute, let's go out and look at this. We just kept picking up new customers. When you go into a car dealership, it's nice where you can make that multiple choice. Our customers will range anywhere from Illinois, and we do a lot of Oklahoma, a lot of Kansas, and we'll even have a few up in Wyoming. And we do a lot of Oklahoma, a lot of Kansas. So we're basically in the central states and all the southern United States. New Mexico, Arizona, California, and now we've picked up Paraguay, Uruguay, Australia. We've got people from England. So our customer base is getting really widespread. And it's word of mouth. And if the bulls are working for these people and they're happy with them, and it goes back to that longevity. And I sat there and I was really happy because when you own bulls, you can have bull wrecks. I guarantee, just own a bull and you're gonna have a wreck somewhere. Get crippled, bullfight, tear up a fence, whatever. But if their feet stay solid, and you hope you're breeding longevity. If those daughters from that bull he buys off us, their udders are right, their teat placement's right, they're making good cows, then that's what you're doing. You're completing the realm.
I called him, I guess it was last year, and he told me he was gonna have some good red Angus bulls coming. Ended up buying 20 or 25 from him before we left, and I really liked the way they looked. They got a lot of meat, a lot of bone, and they've held up really good.
Last year we purchased, I'm gonna guess somewhere around 30 bulls from them. And we have purchased some females from them, both Brangus and Hereford. Hereford females and Hereford bulls, and we worked with them and talked with them all through the year on how to improve, and as we cull our older bulls, well, we're replacing a lot of those bulls with GKB raised bulls. We've known them for a long time, and this quality, it's just, and they stand behind everything, fully stand behind them.
Every
And,
animal.
you know, it don't make any difference if you're looking for one bull or 50 bulls. You know, they're there to help you.
I have been selling bulls for a long time private treaty. We are finally figured out that we are at the point where we can have our first bull sale. Barbers has got a tremendous reputation of selling good bulls. They are dear friends of ours, and we feel very fortunate they're going to be partners with us on this sale. And I felt that it was an honor, both of us, I felt it was an honor because me and Dale go back a long ways. We're bringing two strong programs in. We have had a lot of their genetics. They've had some of our genetics. We've added performance in with EPD profiles with a look. If you buy a set of cows from me or buy a set of bulls from me, and hopefully you're going to enjoy getting a cup of coffee and going out there Sunday morning going looking at your babies. And if you can't drive out there on that ATV or your pickup or your horse and smile and be happy what you done, you ain't gonna do it long. Or you should have not got that bull and you don't like him, you ain't gonna stay long. You build that fence wrong and every morning you drive up and you didn't put that H-brace right and that fence is starting to sag. You're in a bad mood. But if you've done it right, first time, it's gonna be a good deal.
Plan to attend the first annual GKB Cattle Barber Ranch Spring Bull Sale in Desdemona, Texas on Thursday, March 16th. 85 horned and polled Hereford bulls are on the block, including their Grand Champion Pen of 3 bulls at the 2023 National Hereford Show at Cattlemen's Congress, and their Triple Show winner Grand Champion Hereford Bull and Spring Bull Calf. Log on to gkbcattle.com or superiorlivestock.com for more information. And if you can't attend in person, bidding will be available through Superior. That's all the time we have today. We hope you enjoyed our show. To find out more about us, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, or connect with us on Facebook or YouTube. I'm Pam Minnick for our entire American Rancher team. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.